We on spring break. Gonna be spring broke. Solo once again. Let's go.
This is the Sports Timeout Podcast with Jensen Maydew, Tony Caranco, and your host, Wes Underwood.
And welcome into the Sports Timeout Podcast, brought to you by Jeffersons Free Fried Pickle Fridays. Be sure to head in and get over there for all this March Madness that's getting ready to happen. That, those conference tournaments have begun already. And, man, we'll get into that here in just a minute. But be sure to go visit Billy and his crew, get some wings, grab a drink, celebrate with your friends this March Madness. And then, while you're at it, go check out Robert's Integrative Dentistry this next week. If you're on spring break or whatever you got going on, be sure to get on over and schedule your appointment today at 417-622-0404 if you want to look fresh and get that brighter, straighter smile. And, also, spring break, if you're in the area and you're sticking around, get on over to TeeTime in Webb City. Be sure to reserve your spot, play some golf, get over there, play some pickleball. This weather is tremendous for pickleball. If you want to get out there, today may be the day for you. If you want to drive some golf balls out there, or if you want to play in the intense wind for some pickleball, could make things interesting. Gusts up to 70 miles an hour. It's going to be a doozy, but if you're looking for something to do, head on over. Missouri Southern Baseball, Missouri Southern Softball, they're in town. It's going to be interesting with 70-mile-an-hour winds. Let's see which way we're going to get them. Are they going to be from the north? Are they going to be from the south? Who knows? Who knows? If it's coming in from the south, you get over to TeeTime, that's going to just drop your ball. So, But, yeah, get on over there. Go check out TeeTime. And if you don't want to do any of that, just get on over there. Go watch some NCAA basketball with some friends and take in a lunch at the bar there. Get some iced coffee like I do. Or if you want to get a drink, get a drink. Go celebrate with some friends. Good atmosphere, good times, good things going. And play a little Angry Birds or something. Get the kids out. Go enjoy break. Wes Underwood, Clint, Tony, Jensen, Sam, all out again this week. A lot of good things going on. Everybody's on vacation. Everybody's heading into spring break. I'm about ready to do the same. And but before we get started, make sure to hit that subscribe and follow button on YouTube. All right. First up, we'll talk NCAA, and that's brought to you by our newest sponsor, Black Eagle Apparel. Get one of these awesome feather hats over there. Go see Taylor and his crew. Get on over there. Jerseys for any team, sports at the best prices. Go see them at 2702 Richard Joseph Boulevard, next door to the Joplin DMV. And mention Sports Timeout Podcast and find out how to get 10% off your first order. And, we'll go ahead and discuss the men's bracket and head over to the women's. And, Missouri ends up pulling it out and winning by 12 over Mississippi State last night in the SEC bracket. And Arkansas lost in a thriller, and do they get in? At this point, I don't think so. So sorry, Arkansas fans, but there's a lot going on. But Mizzou riding into I believe we're going quarterfinals. This is a team that didn't even make any splash in the SEC last year. Didn't make it to the tournament and had a lot of reset. Then we got the OU and UK game last night. Fun to watch. Purdue, USC, that was fun up until the half. Then things got going in the second half. And then really, honestly, SMU and Clemson was a really low scoring game to start things off. And then some stuff happened there. So Duke, they end up edging out Georgia Tech. Number one Duke beat Georgia Tech 78-65. to 70. And I paused there, but St. John's, they end up beating Butler 78-57. Smooth sailing there for St. John's. And we talked about it last week, Jensen and and I had full confidence that St. John's was going to bump up from the sixth spot and go into the top five, and they stayed put. Houston moved up 1-2. They were at number three. Auburn did get taken down. I honestly thought Auburn was going to be out of there after that loss. Four losses on the year. St. John's with four losses, but St. John's ended up doing what they did and beat Marquette. Well, today they get another rematch against Marquette. So Marquette was able to beat Xavier 89-87 in a thriller there. And just, I don't know, we're going to get a rematch. We're going to see what happens. Number 23, Oregon dominated Indiana University 72-59 there. I was going to read Indiana's score first, but I was like, whatever. BYU, number 17, ends up pulling past Iowa State. They're moving on as well. Wisconsin ends up beating Northwest University 70-63. And then number 2, Houston over Colorado 77-68. And then you have Texas. They end up beating Texas A&M. A&M made it a fun game. Illinois just blows past Iowa. They end up winning by 12, 106-94. Baylor, Texas Tech barely edges out Baylor. Baylor trying to make a stand there. Louisville, number 13, they end up beating Stanford 75-73. So March is in the air, guys. March is in the air, and I'm loving it and watching all this. But going back to that top 25, all right, I'm good with Duke. They move up from 2-1. I'm good with Houston. They move up from 3-2. I'm all right with Auburn, I guess, staying in there at number 3. They move down 2 spots, obviously. Florida, we'll see what they can do against Mizzou today. I'm really pushing for Mizzou. Mizzou's got a little bit of momentum coming in now, getting that win last night. Florida's going to be a tough one, though. That's going to be a very tough game. Bama at 5. If Mizzou can beat Florida, Mizzou moves into the top, I hope, 10. And then Florida will be jumped out. Bama, don't know where they'll end up. But yeah, we got a lot going on. Definitely. A lot more to watch, a lot more to see. Finish out the top 25. Mizzou's at 21. I'm good with that. They're now 22-10 with SEC tournament play. 22-10, a very, very tipped around season for them. Marquette's at 25. They're 22-9. Again, Marquette wins this game against St. John's. I think Marquette should take a big jump up at 22-9 because St. John's, they're 27-4. So 22-9, I feel like Marquette ends up being in at least the top 15. Kentucky's at 21-10. If Kentucky just does what they do, Memphis 26-5. Oh, I'm still sad about Memphis, but I guess I'll be okay with it. Let's see here. First in the American, they got the 1 seed in their tournament, they got Wichita, the Shockers, coming up today at noon on ESPN2. They went out on a 5-game winning streak, and let's look at that. 84-65 over Florida Atlantic, 84-72 over Rice, 88-81 over UAB, UTSA, 75-70, a close game there. UTSA, wow. USF 84-68, so they end up going out on that 5-game winning streak, winning a couple on the road there. And interesting, UTSA made that a rivalry game in the American because they're 5-12, 11-18 overall now to finish the season. and they were able to make that a 5-point game. That's impressive. They equalized with them in points in the second half of that game, and 34-34. If it wasn't for Memphis outscoring them by 5 in the first half, that game either would have gone to overtime or UTSA may have ended up pulling that out. But good for them. Good for them. A lot to go here for the season. We're just touching the tip of March. It's like the weather pattern. We're getting into the storm season, right? We're getting right into the basketball season. This is just the heart now. We've passed all the little waves, and now we're getting into the thick of it. And the bracket is shaping up for sure. So paying attention over the next couple days. A lot of championships on Sunday, and then you have selection Sunday. So we'll be ready for that. We'll be ready for that. All right, now on the women's side. Oh, so Texas goes down 4, 31-3, and they move down 4 spots. What ended up happening there? I thought they won 31-3 in the SEC. They're first. No, they lost to Carolina, South Carolina. Wow, by quite a bit. That's that's a doozy. 64-45. That's why they dipped. I did not see that game. That is the first time I'm seeing that score. That is wow. South Carolina hops up 3 spots and they go back to number 2. UCLA finishes. So there's my topsy-turvy. I thought it would stay. South Carolina proved me wrong. Thank you, South Carolina. The Gamecocks just pulled that out. So 30-3 or 30-3 their record, 30-2 UCLA. I think where it is now, it stays put unless if something catastrophic happens. I like the top 25 where it's at. I think it stays where it's at. Ole Miss rounds it out. South Dakota State still stays at 24. They're 29-3. Let's look at South Dakota State here. They ended up winning their conference. They go 29-3, obviously. They win 16-0, go undefeated in their conference, and finish out the season on a 15-game winning streak, I believe. Let's count it here. 1, 2, 3. Yep, going old school. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19-game winning streak. So 4 more games than I thought. Blowing out almost everybody they play there. And incredible. Oh, you have got to look at that. They did lose 103-57 to number 6 Texas. But again, they beat number 21 Oregon. They barely lost to Duke. Got to take that into consideration. And then 21 at the time, Creighton. They beat 76-71. So they're kind of streaky. I can understand why they're where they're at. I would feel like they're at least in the top 15 and not 24. But we'll see. We'll see where they end up for March Madness. At this point, top 25 is just a suggestion, and where you get placed is based on your tournament play. So, women's side, yeah, 10 on in. LSU 10, NC State 9, Notre Dame 8, Duke 7, TCU 6, Texas 5, USC 4, UConn 3, South Carolina back to number 2, and UCLA 1. I like it. I think this stays put. This week, you can quote me. This stays put. Nothing else. Nothing else. This is where it stays put. Man, I don't know. I really appreciate everything that's been given on this bracket, and I really do like the time that they've put into making. I mean, the women's side, like we talked about last week, is always pretty accurate towards this point in the season. So there it is right there. There's that background. So moving on, we will go ahead and we will move into the MLB, and we'll talk Royals. And man, it's going to be awesome. heading out to spring training this week for our spring break. Just a little family getaway, and excited to get over there and, well, see this guy. Royals' new closer, Carlos Estevez, is going to be set to make his debut today. And Kansas City's new closer, spring training debut Friday after throwing live batting practice this week. Estevez has been bothered by lower back tightness, but the Royals manager, Matt Quatraro, said live bullpen session on Tuesday went well, clearing the way for Estevez to pitch against the Angels. The 32-year-old Estevez signed a $22 million 2-year contract with the Royals after going 4-5 with a 2.45 ERA and 26 saves in 31 chances over 54 appearances with the Phillies and the Angels. And Phillies acquired him in late July. Estevez was an all-star with the Angels for 2 years ago, going 5-5 with a 3.9 ERA and 63 appearances. Expected to be ready by opening day, bearing his setback. And man, talk about setbacks, big scare for Kansas City. I mean, you get this closer back, but who knows how long Bobby Witt's going to be out now. Bobby Witt Jr. taking it to the forearm, a pitch, and just I don't know. I'm not upset. I'm sad about that because this franchise rides so much on him, and then you got Jock doing what he's doing. Um, just I don't know what we're gonna see this year. Like I'm excited for Royals baseball, especially after last season's run. I'm excited for the team. I'm excited for the pitching. I'm hoping that they can repeat and ride on that energy. It's the anniversary of the 2015 team. It's 10 years since that happened, and there's going to be a lot of tributes this season to that, and those guys are going to be back in the clubhouse. How cool was it to see the 2014 World Series team come back last year and just come in and those players talk to the young guys now and just kind of got them set for where they're going. And just watching this podcast that Hosmer and Moose have put together, and now Moose is going to retire and he's going to be a Royal for life. And just the list goes on and on and on. But for the Royals, it's pretty exciting to see. And again, also kind of scary to see that you've got a guy that's making his comeback, and then you got a guy who has been very successful, has been able to do what he's done, and he gets hurt. And the Royals are hopeful on keeping a very healthy team this year. Vinny Pasquantino, man's been down the last couple seasons, and they're hoping to keep him healthy this year. They've been able to bring in guys to just kind of alleviate that and help him out. I'm really hoping by at least midseason, by trade deadline or whatever, that the Royals are able to go out and get a big name. Vladimir Guerrero is going to be bringing a lot of hype to the Royals, and I can see it now. Quote me on this because we've made our pitch on the show. Vladdy, hello, Kansas City, you love it. You always hit home runs. You just hit them into the fountains and you make that splash. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. to Kansas City makes a lot of sense. A team that needs that power hitter, a team that needs that guy who can hit in those moments, a team that needs a backup first baseman so Vinny Pasquantino can be a DH so he doesn't get hurt. Vice versa, if you put Vinny Pasquantino out on first base, then you also have Vladimir Guerrero Jr. who can be that DH. It's just insane at the depth that guy could give you. And it's crazy that we have Biggio who played and isn't like, yo, Vladdy, come on, man. Get over here with me. Let's get back together. And just be us, like what we did a few years back. And that was a fun team to watch. I mean, you had Bichette, you had Biggio, you had Vladimir Guerrero, three legend sons on one team, along with now you got Bobby Witt Jr. You could have, once again, three legend sons on a baseball team. And it's crazy that that can happen. But we'll see. Biggio's still got to make the roster. Still got to be able to make that opening day rotation of the outfielders that we have. Um, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Even infield, like I know that he's been contemplating going everywhere. So infield, outfield, you name it. He's a utility guy now. That's what he's going to be known for. If he can get that bat back to live, we'll see. We'll see. But that's our brief touch into the MLB. Now we hit the NFL, and what a weird off season it's been. Guys not getting traded, so they're being released. And one of the big names now, Cooper Kupp. Like, Rams release him after failing to trade the star wide receiver. And then they go and re-sign a guy in Demarcus Robinson. Yeah, Demarcus Robinson is a good receiver. He's average, but you're releasing Cooper Kupp. And I know that Puka Nacua is emerging, but if you're the Rams and you're bringing back Stafford, you're getting rid of his 1 and 2 target, because if it's not going to Cooper Kupp, it's going to Puka Nacua. And if it's not going to Puka Nacua, it's going to Cooper Kupp. And I get it. This happens a few days after Devontae Adams signed his 2-year deal. And I get that Cooper Kupp is like, all right, there's my answer. I'm out. But Devontae Adams is going to probably be as productive as DeAndre Hopkins in Baltimore. Like, we all know it's going to be Henry. We all know that he's going to be the rusher. We all know that Lamar Jackson's going to run the ball. Yeah, he dishes it out, but Lamar Jackson's also got his guys up there already. And DeAndre Hopkins is this guy that's searching right now for a team to go to the postseason. And he's going to get there. He made it to the Super Bowl with the Chiefs. He was able to join that train. I feel like everybody knew that the Chiefs were going to get there, including him. And yeah, I don't know. Does Cooper Kupp do that? Does he come to Kansas City and on a lower? I don't know. Another weird one that happened yesterday. Gardner Minshew joins the Kansas City Chiefs to back up Patrick Mahomes. Like, where was Minshew last year? Minshew's going to replace Carson Wentz as Mahomes' backup. Minshew was with the Raiders. And 1 year after signing him to a 2-year deal for the Raiders, they let him go, obviously. Minshew, 28, was in a tight quarterback competition with Aiden O'Connell during training camp last year before ultimately winning the starting job. But Minshew struggled in his starting role, passing for 2,013 yards, 9 touchdowns, and 10 interceptions in 10 games. And yeah, he struggled. He's definitely a bench quarterback. He's definitely not your guy to start. But Aiden O'Connell, honestly, in my opinion, isn't much better. Does he give you a little bit more grit? Does he give you a little bit more fire? I guess. But it's just NFL free agency is just going nuts right now. It's crazy at what's happening. I mean, let's look at a few more of these before we get out of here. But, goodness. You got Heck going to the Bucks, Charlie Heck. You got Kyle Allen, the quarterback, going to the Lions as a backup. You got Taylor Heineke re-signing with the Chargers. You've got Jacob Martin, defensive end, signing a 1-year deal with the Commanders. The Commanders are making a lot of noise. You got Zacchaeus, the wide receiver with the Bears. He's signing a 1-year deal following his bounce-back season in Washington. You've got offensive tackle Curran with the Cardinals, Jack Curran. He's going there. Bills are, I don't even know who that is, so I'm not going to name it. Man, Geno Smith got traded and knew that he wasn't going to get the extension with the Seahawks. So Geno Smith to the Raiders. I don't know. I don't know. Didn't want out. I don't know. But Max Crosby was happy with that one. We saw it on social. And again, just a lot of weird signings, a lot of things. Adoree Jackson from the Giants going to the Eagles. Um, Cornerback Asante Samuel Jr. visiting the Cardinals, and just things that are, man, it's crazy. It's crazy. I'm not sure what to think on free agency right now. There's definitely a lot going on out there. Um, we'll see. We'll see. And well, on that note, we go ahead and move into soccer, big soccer weekend, and that's going to be brought to you by the Corner Kick in Neosho. Be sure to stop by and see Sam and his crew before he gets started in the comments season. And I'm super excited for him and everything that they've got going. I can't wait for that to start. But go see Sam at the Corner Kick in Neosho. It is located at 1411 Blue Oak Lane, Suite C, Neosho, Missouri. They have the largest soccer store in Southwest Missouri, Northwest Arkansas, Southeastern Kansas, Northeastern Oklahoma. Be sure to check them out Tuesday through Sunday for your football needs. And yeah, excited for that. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome. Sam's got all that stuff going on. Season's getting ready to start. You got high school girls getting ready to start. You got little league soccer around the area getting ready to start. Camp this weekend, I believe tomorrow, over in Carl Junction. Go check that out. He'll have some of his shop up here, mobile shop. He'll be selling some stuff up here for that. But all right. We go with the Kansas City Current first, and they return home tomorrow against the Portland Thorns. And they take the field Saturday morning to launch their 5th season in existence, and this one feels a little bit different. Change and low expectations have marked the onset of many of their previous opening kickoffs. In 2021, they had barely unpacked their bags before launching into their inaugural season at Legends Field with Hugh Williams as coach, and then little was expected from that. 2022 brought that shift to Children's Mercy Park as Matt Potter was the coach, and they gained that identity as the Current. The squad found their footing that season and actually progressed to the championship match before falling to the Portland Thorns 0-2. And there's hope to that 2023 season, but yeah, things dashed away quickly, and Kansas City stumbled out of the gate, limped in the second to last finish, as well as seeing replacement of Potter with Airbloom. And then, despite all that, the excitement for this team continued to build in the metro area last year, thanks to the part of the commitment group, owner group, hiring the former U.S. women's national coach in Vlaco, 4th head coach in 4 years, and the opening of a first of its kind CPKC Stadium in 2024. Fans showed up early and often, going to sell out every league game throughout the year, and just the hype, the things that happen. The Tim Chawinga Golden Boot, you had all the records, you had the River Ball, you had just everything last year. And then they end up getting the MVP as well in Tim Chawinga, and established multiple scoring records of her own. The 2024 season ended in disappointment as Martin, the Orlando Pride, basically just came in and, yeah, defeated the Current 3-2 in a semifinal match before going on to win their first title at CPKC Stadium. Despite all that, last season established Kansas City as one of the standard bearers for the league and the terms of both off-the-field operations and on-the-field success. So the team also got to enjoy much more continuity than they have led up to that any other season. Vlaco's back for year 2. CPKC is the crown jewel of the NWSL. Outside of the goalkeeping spot, virtually every primary contributor to last season's success is back. Um, Healthiness is back in Gabrielle Robinson. Pfeiffer's coming back in. Bia will work their way back in from season injuries from last year. You got the new goalkeeper in Kansas City. We'll see where that goes. AD French, just, I don't know if she retired. I don't know what she's doing, but she's not on the roster right now. But what does it all mean? We'll see this Saturday. The town is going to be painted teal probably today, guarantee it, through tomorrow. And it's not a likely coincidence that the team scheduled its visit for opening day match, the same one that kicked off 2024 at the brand new stadium, the Current and the Thorns. They treated the fans on national television to one of the more entertaining games as Kansas City came out 5-4, 9 total goals scored in that game, and just, man, Sophia Wilson, Naismith, and the rest of the dangerous Portland side is going to come in. It's going to be fun to watch, and I'm really sad that I'm not going to be able to get to go to this. It's going to be really fun. It's going to be really fun, and Kansas City's old friend Alexis Spanstra will be coming in as well, and she's going to be on that roster coming into the stadium. And I mean, yeah, I'm super excited for it. Can't wait. Got my teal on today, my red jersey from last year, my personal one from the media game that we're gonna dominate this year, by the way. Don't even get me started. Training is in full, and I'm ready to get you guys a little glimpse into that. So stay tuned. Stay tuned. But I'm excited. I'm really excited. If the Current can stay healthy this year and get goalkeeper things in place and be able to solidify a good keeper. I mean, Schultz last year was not horrible. AD French, I think, was injured. Never really got a full story out of that one. I don't know if anybody's heard. I'll have to check with my buddies up there in Kansas City, but I'm really excited for this year, and it's going to be awesome to see. So go Current, and happy opening weekend, opening day. Next up from the Kansas City Soccer Journal, Sporting Kansas City versus Minnesota United. We'll talk Sporting Kansas City, and I'm speechless. Like, everything is genuinely described as poor to this point. They're currently rooted at the bottom of the Western Conference, saved from last place by only the woeful LA Galaxy, with 0 points from their first 3 matches beginning the season. Losses to Austin FC, San Jose, and now DC United. And crazy, because I thought they had that DC United game, and then, what did I say? Pulskamp became flustered after a penalty kick, which led to the second goal after being tied, thinking that they would at least get a result after going up 1-0. And I don't know. They've lost 10 straight after this one. A far cry from the world record, Woodford United 65th straight, or 65 straight losses between April of 2012 to November of 2013. But also a far cry from where they want to be and approaching an MLS record. There have been scattered moments in each match where things from top to bottom seem to be clicking, and then overall performance ends up being poor following the roster turnover suggestions and rebuilding eras here. And Sporting Kansas City was crushed 6-0 by Minnesota in preseason, which may mean nothing, but that result feels somewhat foreboding ahead of this match. So, in contrast to SKC, the Loons have enjoyed a positive start to the season. They are currently sitting in 4th place in the Western Conference, 7th place overall, with 6 points from their first 3 games. Their season opener was a narrow 1-0 loss to LAFC. but they rebounded with consecutive 1-0 victories against CF Montreal and the San Jose Earthquakes, who you may remember dispatched Kansas City in week 2. So predictions for this from them. 4th to 13th in the Western Conference, they entered the season as a formidable but beatable conference rival. Minnesota will want to ride their recent wins to paint a picture of the team in ascent. Peter Vermees says he will continue to play an approach that will dictate the pace of the game, spells of possession and attacks from multiple routes. Vermees has long valued work ethic and physicality, encouraging his attackers to play direct when the moment calls for it, and sometimes when it doesn't. 4-3-3 has been the formation and looks like it will continue to be. And if it ain't working, you got to change something. You got to change something. Like, something's got to change here. 10 straight for this organization. We're starting off where we were last year. Lots happen. Injuries happen. We know. Then this offseason, it feels like you feel like they made the right moves, and you feel like they didn't make the right moves in some points. And the players that they sign are good. You got one of the league's best in scoring, Jovic, and I don't know. I don't know what to think. I'm sitting here thinking 0-3 for sure. Can they turn it around? Can Davis, can Tommy, can the guys from last year get it done? Or can the new guys step up? This team is young. This team is still forming. This team is also searching for answers themselves. You take away your veteranship. Yeah, you got Eric Tommy in there. Yeah, you got Willie Agata. Yeah, you got a few other guys. Tommy's your captain. But Russell is your captain. And for him to be at the home match that they had a few weeks ago and to be able to support his former team, and then Melia was there for the goalkeepers, and to continue to watch John Polskamp suffer, it just doesn't seem right to let him keep doing that. He gives you a great first half. I will give it to you. But I don't know what it is in the second half that just unclicks. I don't know if he's bored. I don't know if he's tired. I don't know if he's frustrated in his teammates. I don't know if he's looking to get traded with the 1 year left on his deal. But something's got to change. Something's got to happen. Something's got to be done. We'll see where the season goes. 0-3 so far, but we'll see. And, yeah. I think that's it on soccer news for us this week. Sorry, there's not much more. Could talk Messi scoring his first goal in Miami this season. Kudos. I mean, that's like formidable, right? Inevitable, not formidable, inevitable. But on that note, we'll go ahead and lead into the local sports update brought to you by Ghetto Tacos. On Fridays, get 10% off all burritos all day long. They do close at 8 p.m. Located at 536 Northeast Street, Webb City, Missouri. Drive-thru is available. Call 417-717-1261. Hope you all get in there and get those orders in today. And over this spring break, be sure to get over there. Go see the food truck. Go see them. It's going to be beautiful weather to get out and go do stuff. So, yeah. Shop in town. Go get them. Get it. They also have the shirts that are still for sale. Money goes towards Webb City Cares. Be sure to get over there and get that. And on that note, softball returns home today to for Missouri Southern to host the Terry Mathis Jenner MIAA NSIC crossover. They will take on Minnesota State University Moorhead in a doubleheader beginning at noon with game 2 to follow. And then tomorrow they will play Concordia University as well, St. Paul, with game 1 at noon and game 2 to follow. And then on Sunday they will take on Northern State University with game 1 at 11 a.m. and game 2 to follow. Baseball will play host to the University of Central Arkansas Fort Smith. Game 1 today will be at 3 p.m. That's going to be an interesting game with all this wind. And then tomorrow it will be played at 1 p.m. and Sunday at 1 p.m. as well. Other than that, not much else going on locally this week. Yeah. Now we head into the 2-minute warning brought to you by Trackside Burgers. They're open at 1515 West 10th Street. Go get some weekend barbecue today and this weekend as well. Get over there, see Chef Mike. Also, kids eat free on Monday as long as parents buy an adult meal or entree. Be sure to get over there and get that on Monday, especially with you being out of your kids being out of school. You got you and your husband or you and your wife, whatever it is, head on over to Trackside. Get it. You won't regret it. If you got multiple kids, it's 2 free meals if you get those. So you're welcome. But basketball just wrapped up. Baseball season's about to begin. And we'll have the list up next week of where those games will be and what will be happening. Also, local news. Big news here. Lacey Stokes helped her team in Missouri State claim a regular season Missouri Valley Conference championship. Unfortunately, we were not able to have her on the show this week, and just due to scheduling conflicts between her and me, so I apologize for that. We hope to get her on within the next couple weeks. But on top of all that, she ends up getting Defensive Player of the Year as well, on top of 2,000 career collegiate points. Just continuing to do her thing, and we're officially on Lacey Watch, guys and gals, because what she did at MSSU in 2 years and what she's been able to accomplish in 2 years at Missouri State, it truly shows what hard work and dedication truly means. Lacey, from us here at the Sports Timeout and all the people who have watched you over the years, Southwest Missouri is blessed to have you here, and we are grateful for all that you've done in our communities and how well you've helped your teammates to get better also. Couldn't have been said better by Cayman Beckmeyer in your presser. Go get it, kid. We're here to watch. We're going to get our popcorn ready. We're going to be ready for March. We're excited to watch what you can do at the Division I level, and we know that you guys will be in that field of 64. So good luck. Stay healthy. Continue to do what you do. But on that note, we're at the end of another episode. For everybody here on the podcast, hope you guys have a good and safe weekend. Be careful of that wind and any pop-up storms that happen in this area. Be sure to stay safe. Enjoy your spring break if you're going anywhere. Super excited. Fingers crossed, being able to see some spring training ball out in Arizona, and then going to the Chicago Bulls Phoenix Suns game. That'll be fun if that happens. Maybe go see the Grand Canyon. I don't know. But thanks for tuning in this week, and hope to see y'all next week on the Sports Timeout. Take care.